I'm hoping that her breakdown just involves her taking her chair and smashing it on the stand.
We had one where the stand was literally destroyed. My God.
You can't know my strength, brah.
Yes, I was inside at the time. All this proves, as the defense never saw me. There was more than one way into the central hall. Others could have accessed it. To indict me, you would need to establish alibis for the other suspects during the third shot. First, Mr. Raphael, who fired at her. Next, Mystic Makoto. She's not a mystic, though.
Well, she is, technically. She's a part of the faith.
Depending on where she is, a part of her family. She literally is a fae,
so she has to have the mystic powers.
I thought mystic was just like the top dog.
Well, no, because Pearl is, she calls everybody mystic.
Oh,
she calls Pearl mystic.
Who we know had ulterior motives for being there. And finally, Mr. Phoenix himself, who wished he was the victim.
Who wished he was the victim?
Who was with the victim. Why has nobody suspected him? Until you clear these up, I cannot be properly accused. It's like because Maya has been running with me since fucking how long? Your Honor, Judge, the defense's claim lies in me being the only possible culprit. However, we know that is not the case. He has avoided targeting any of the other suspicious folk, and there were many. Mr. Wright was one of those. Certainly, don't make me do the old people back and forth.
Don't say that. You make it too easy.
Certainly, I can't be the only one who's noticed it. Oh, wow, I was not expecting this. Not every day you get accused of murder, eh, Righty?
You totally don't know my life. What's this now? What's this for me now? 4 times? 5? I've lost track. She wants alibis for everybody else? Well, if that's what it takes...
Oh, God.
I'll give her just that. She's not getting away with what she did.
7 people.
Let's do it!
Alright.
Ow, my finger!
Well, Garcon is 1 finger short.
Ow! I cracked him way too hard.
Oh, good lord. You okay? You need a bandage. You need you need an icy
You're alone! You have no alibi!
You need Shaquille O'Neal to come to your house? It doesn't matter. I am not the only person without one. Can you truly say that a single person could be accounted for 100% of the time?
Well, maybe no.
I'm fucking dropping that voice. It's destroying my throat.
I thought you were gonna say I'm fucking drunk.
I've had too much Fireball.
Maybe that would help your throat.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, God. 1 second. Maybe nothing, you can't.
Meredith said yesterday that she heard the 3rd shot. That means wherever she was, it was close enough to hear it. But far enough from the first 2 that it wouldn't hurt her hearing. I can think of a very good place that fits that description. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you sure? What were these different ways?
All of the different ways. You know them. 2 were from inside and 1 led in from the courtyard.
The courtyard?
It made for a good escape route when it was
Are you
needed.
Snake?
Oh, I'm not trying now.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Phoenix. You know how Snake just repeats the last 2 words that somebody said in the sentence just with a question mark at the end?
Well, that's Phoenix too. He does that all the time.
Phoenix 2?
Phoenix 2. But don't get distracted. If you discovered it, anybody else could too.
You calling me stupid?
If Waters found it.
He is stupid, though. Why should I prove their alibis to show that you're guilty?
They are all more suspicious than me. Your accusation rests on me being the only suspect, which simply isn't true. I'd say it's extremely irrelevant.
Are you okay?
Maybe.
Your voice is like going away altogether.
No problem. Wright'll cobble something together. That's kind of your thing, right?
Some would put it that way. Others would call it an ass pull. Now, who did you say those other suspects were?
Everyone there. First, Mr. Raphael, who fired at her.
Yeah, don't bother trying to do the voice.
No.
Mr. Donatello was on the balcony, we know that.
There was enough time for him to exit to the ground floor.
Yeah, sure, if he jumped off the balcony.
He was strong and quick to do it. He jumped off the balcony. Couldn't be time for that. He ain't got no time for that.
Also, he would need a second gun.
Mr. Raphael's a bad man, but it wasn't him. I can't believe Grandmother wants to throw the blame on him after he covered for her. He didn't shoot Mystic Maya, and you know it.
Yes, I do. We all know who it really was.
It was Makoto. See?
We know she had ulterior motives. You mean Gladys Porter?
Your porter is a Fey Clan medium, fully able-bodied and capable of carrying out the murder, as you implicated her of yesterday.
That was me. Sorry, Miss Porter. That was me.
Tricky, tricky, Mystic Fey. Turning his own argument back on him. Better clean up the mess you made, right?
I guess we have to present something to that, then?
Mm.
I mean, we have Phoenix's testimony. Probably.
We can
So what
probably
do you
do
wanna
that
do?
here.
You wanna do
Phoenix's
that?
testimony here.
So yeah, I'd do
I
it.
think it makes sense. It's my testimony. Nope. Really? Okay.
I object to this testimony.
Why?
Because it's detrimental to my case.
Fuck you.
Good call. Well, that didn't work.
Don't reset.
So...
Me?
Me?
Of course, you. You two were alone, were you not? The shot was fired at close range. Did you shoot her? You wouldn't do that, would you?
No! No!
Mr. Nick would never hurt her. Just checking. I believe you. But she has a point. How can we know for sure? If you want to really beat her down to the sole suspect, you'll have to deal with this. What do you say, buddy? Let's prove your innocence and knock this lie out of the park.
No worries, Jimmy. I already know how to shut her down. I do?
Why is this a part of her testimony?
What then?
Perhaps your accusation might actually hold some weight, if you can make it that far.
Once that's done, she'll be finished. She'll be the only remaining suspect. She can't worm her way out of that.
It's kind of funny, but these three people are the ones she has most reason to hate. You, Miss Porter, and the Rivales man.
I'm sure that's not a coincidence.
Maybe you can use that bias against her. There's more suspicious people than just those three.
You're right. Her.
Don't mess it up, please.
Almost finished. Let's just prove these people didn't do it and that's all over.
Okay. So we need like 3 pieces of evidence.
Yeah. Well, we can't... Phoenix's testimony didn't work.
Yeah, exactly. That's weird.
Let's focus on the other people first.
Mr.
Raphael
Raphael.
fired at her. He only fired twice? I mean, I don't know.
I think he shot once.
No, he fired twice. There was 2 shots and then the 3rd shot. The gun? Not the Derringer, the rifle. I don't know. Save, that'd be my guess.
Apparently.
Raphael didn't shoot Maya. 2 bullets were shot from his rifle, but neither hit her. The one that did came from a different gun. Yeah, exactly.
He had ample time to get downstairs. There was a gap between the 2nd and 3rd shots. Sure, he looks like he can be a quick guy, but would it have been enough?
How fast he is or isn't doesn't matter. He never left the 2nd floor. What evidence proves Donatello was still up there when Maya was shot? That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
What was Phoenix's testimony?
Shot at 3 times total. I saw Iris standing on the balcony after the final one.
After the final one.
Wanna beat this?
He was still up there. He pushed her down.
Yeah.
And that was after the 3rd shot, so he was still up there. I saw Iris immediately after the final gunshot. She hadn't been pushed yet. Mr. Donatello admitted to shoving her over the railing.
He would still be hiding in the other room.
Exactly. We know for a fact he wasn't downstairs.
Here.
Even with this, I still need to clear 2 others. This isn't finished. Okay, so Porter. What do we know about Porter? Besides peppery spray.
That's the only thing.
So present the peppery spray.
She's batshit insane, dude. That's obviously the peppery spray.
Of course. Gladys Porter was lying unconscious on the ground outside. We proved that the other day.
Do you know how long she was passed out, or if she really had at all? Her confession may have been just to draw suspicion away from herself. The matted grass in the courtyard suggests otherwise. Miss Porter collapsed. That's indisputable. She had the perfect opportunity to sneak away while nobody was watching. Have you forgotten the defense's argument from before?
You almost went like full Jimmy there.
I know.
Well, nobody was watching. Wait a minute.
It's like, are you making fun of me? There was one other person lying on the ground, but she was too blurry. I couldn't make her out.
There was somebody who saw Miss Porter. And that was you!
Me?
The other day you said you saw a woman lying on the ground. That was her.
Thought we'd forget, did she? Just for the sake of argument, couldn't Mystic Faye have been lying?
No, it wasn't a lie. Why would she do that? She didn't even realize who she saw passed out on the ground. It would have been an insignificant detail, not to mention one working against her now.
Great point. Glad we all agree. Gurn.
I hate you, Jimmy.
There's still one more person to clear. I will not go quietly. What do we know about Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Oh, God, I'm fucking stupid.
He's the attorney.
Attorney's badge. The fucking bullet hole. It had to have come from behind.
What?
It had to have come from in there.
It's
what
obviously,
did you present?
It's obviously the attorney's badge.
Why did you present the attorney's badge?
Why wouldn't I?
It's the freaking bullet hole, because it had to have come from in the freaking safe room. It was physically impossible for me to have shot her. We were in the same room. If it had been me, this hole wouldn't be there.
Liar, you shot her. Not physically possible? That's only assuming the bullet came from the central passage. If you'd been facing away from the courtyard with the master between you and the wall... Nice try, but that's not possible either. That actually brings up a huge contradiction.
That's right. Me shooting in the direction of the secret hall would contradict the number of bullet holes, because there was only one. There should have been 2. The amount of holes in the wall. If I fired the gun while facing the wall, the bullet would have made 2 holes. One in the east entry wall and one in the west. Well, we only found 1 hole. Giggity.
It's impossible the gun was shot from the east entry. So he wasn't where he says he was. He claims he was in the east entryway, but it must be a lie. He snuck into the other room and shot her from that.
You just won't give up, will you? That's not possible either. How do we know I didn't enter the secret hallway to shoot Maya? The fingerprints.
Yeah.
My prints were only found in one place, and that's on the inside.
Inside.
How could I enter that room if I never opened the entrance?
Well, wasn't this cute? Mystic Faye, I think it's high time you stop pressing the defense. The argument's run its course, and nobody's buying it.
Are you satisfied? I did it.
Oh, you just confessed.
I've given alibis for each of your 3 people, and that leaves you as the only suspect.
I did not shoot her.
I did not shoot her! I did not!
Oh, hi, Mar. Oh, hi, Phoenix.
Oh, hi, Phoenix! Seems unlikely. You were the only one that had the opportunity to fire that final shot. It was you, Meredith Faye, in the hallway with the pistol. It was you in the kitchen with the candlestick.
You are a class act. Accuse the half-blind woman, why don't we? How do you suppose I fired it when I can barely see?
Not a problem. This pistol only works up close, and it just so happens.
I'm nearsighted. I can see perfectly well at this range. Arr.
You can still see the shadows on the other side, and you can hear just fine. With the light coming at just the right angle, you could calculate where Maya was. You'd be more than able to pull this off.
Able to, but you still can't directly implicate me as the shooter. Am I wrong in saying that you already covered that there were no fingerprints on the gun?
None that were identifiable.
So you don't know it was me? Let me see your fingerprints, old woman. Or if you have them. My fingerprints were not found.
They were stolen from me at a young age.
Not on the weapon, not on anything that matters.
Objection.
Hold it right there. Remember how I said there was proof of a cover-up? We never got around to that. This lovely little lady is covered in your fingerprints, every last bit of her. She's picture-perfect proof of your guilt.
That's the same one Waters and I put together.
A statue? Where'd that come from? It was found in the super-secret central passage, but it was moved there from the east entryway. That's the same room where Master Maya Fey was shot. Stop it! Now you ask yourself, why would anybody move a shattered bust?
It proved which direction the shot came from.
Right-o, my friend. Sometime between the call to the police and when they arrived, Mystic Faye cleaned this up, along with the bullet. Go on, let's admit it. Witness, why are you prints on that broken statue? I couldn't say. Oh, I'm sure, because that would be an admission of guilt, am I right? Well, looks like somebody else is going down today. Rivales, Galante, Togomera, these past few months have been just perfect. Karma sucks, don't it? The statue proves you were involved with the crime.
But it doesn't prove that she shot her.
Come and face your guilt, Mystic Faye, you're a killer. The statue is compelling proof. Perhaps it doesn't show she fired the weapon. But she was certainly aware of what happened. Oh, it was her. I just proved everyone else is innocent. Why would she hide the statue?
My bad feelings coming back.
Nah, it's fine. You're right, there is only one reason I would do such a thing. To hide the killer's guilt. And that killer is me.
No, it's not.
It wasn't Sister Iris.
She didn't pull the trigger.
I never wanted anything to happen to her. Not my granddaughter.
God damn it. I really wanted it to be her.
It was all just bad luck that she stumbled on Mr. Raphael. It wasn't her. It couldn't be her. Okay. Okay. Good? Okay. It was me. I arranged the assassination. When it looked as though it would fail, I took the gun myself and shot her. It had to be done.
I know who it was, too.
I wasn't happy, but that's all there is to it. Sister Iris was never supposed to get involved. It was all just a horrible, horrible accident. Thank you for your honesty.
Was that why you made your testimony yesterday? To protect her?
Yes. I knew the defense's best chance would be to have a secret weapon, so I... Hey, Pearlie. You're lying! You're still lying now!
Huh?
You heard me. She's lying. And that means she's still hiding something. But she's confessing to attempted murder. What more could she have to hide? It doesn't matter what she already confessed to. Grandmother, your confession doesn't mean anything if you can't keep your own story straight. So stop it.
Pearl, what's all this about?
Putting her away won't do any good if we don't have all the answers. You have to get everything from her, Mr. Nick. She's hiding something about the plot to kill Mystic Maya. Doesn't that bother you? Until you unravel it, she will never be safe.
Does seem strange. And of course, Phoenix doesn't care until somebody else tells him that something's wrong.
Yep.
What else is she... What could the secret be? The defense wishes to hear more of this, requests to hear more of this confession. Whatever she's hiding, we need to find out what it is.
Here comes Obadiah. To the rescue. It has to be now. You're the only one who can do this. Yes, well,
It's been well over an hour.
I know.
I'm assuming that Obadiah's dead.
Poor Obi. Mystic Faye, the defense wishes for a fuller story. Please oblige. Oh my lord.
I hope I'm not right, but I'm pretty sure I know what happened.
Why I did it. Totally was me. All along. Everything Mr. Phoenix has said is true. I planned the assassination on orders from Mr. Menderes. He sent Mr. Raphael to help with it. The original plan failed, so she had to be ambushed. It was never my intention to see Sister Iris arrested. I lied in my testimony to help her. I'm sorry for everything. It was the only way to keep everybody safe.
Or you could have, not tried to kill her. That would have kept everybody safe.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it. This seems a solid confession if I ever saw one. What? Judge. Is the defense certain this
I don't know if you know this, but there's every time somebody talks, there's this weird box that appears below them that just writes out everything they say.
Is the defense certain this cross-examination is necessary? She's still hiding some big secret. You need to find what it is. He's your assistant, Mr. Wright. As the attorney, I'll have you decide what to do.
Nah, she's guilty.
Mr. Nick, you have to.
We've already cornered her.
I don't hear the cornered music playing.
But if you're right about this, I can't ignore it. Something important enough to hide after confessing to murder is worth looking into.
Thank you.
I can't see any contradictions quite yet. I better find out as much as I can. I can tell Pearl is worried. Why didn't you just trust me to begin with, Pearl, you stupid bitch?